listening to Opinions and Beer.
And opinions and beer. Two guys and another guy. Will never happen again.
Hello and welcome to Opinions and Beer. We're your hosts. I'm Adam.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Keenan.
Today we've got a special guest. We are interviewing Jaymes Buckman from Hot Apollo. Woo! Hot Apollo. Are you excited for this? But before we get into all that, we obviously have to get into the beer of the day.
This is not the beer today.
And today's
Beer of the day is by
man.
B52 Brewing Company.
This is gonna be so good.
Super fruited, pineapple, blood orange, and agave.
This is an Imperial Fruited Sour Ale at 10% alcohol by volume.
Our Imperial Sour with a triple dose of fruit, conditioned on pineapple and blood orange puree and raw agave nectar, which come together to create a mouth-watering tropical brew. Bringing him in now.
Bringing them in!
Jaymes Buckman, ladies and gentlemen.
So, for the beer of the day, you guys ready to try this beer of the day? Let's crack this bad boy open.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you.
We got this weak label though.
I was like, what is that, a bag of drugs?
B52.
B52.
Have you had a lot from B52 yet, Tyler?
No, I have not had a lot from B52. Pineapple, blood orange, and agave.
We've had a bit of B52 on this show.
Sick band.
It is a sick band, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, man, like, I barely recall. I recall they exist and I've heard them.
Love Shack, man. Love Shack, baby.
Yeah, Love Shack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that I'm sorry, it's not on my playlist.
Oh my god.
See a big sign by the side of the road.
Alright, let's try this beer. We'll smell it first, obviously. Smells sour.
It smells like pineapple and blood orange.
I'm getting the sour.
Yeah, I'm just getting the sour.
Oh, yeah.
The sour yeast.
Yeah.
Yeasty. Right. Let's go for it.
All right. Well.
Fuck yeah, bro.
You know what? It blends nicely.
It fucking does.
It blends nicely.
You taste the pineapple most.
You taste
the pineapple, then the orange cuts through, but it's not super orangey, and then it finishes with like an agave type aftertaste.
I guess my palate is not that sophisticated. I do not taste any agave.
Man.
It's fucking good though.
That's a really good brew.
You know what agave tastes like?
No.
It's like it's a nectar.
Is it?
It's a nectar from
I feel like it's
cactus.
It would add texture more.
It's cacti sugar.
I get.
Yeah, no, I went to an agave farm once, and they had this mural of like Maihul, the goddess of agave, and she had hair that was just like so brilliantly blue and spiky. I just thought, yo, hair goals right there.
Yeah.
So, it was great trip. Yeah.
Oh jeez.
But it's good, man. I don't know what to give it though.
I'm gonna give this because one, I'm a sour guy. I like sours. I like goses. I'm gonna give this an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Mouth-watering tropical brew. Does this taste like a mouth-watering tropical brew to you?
I mean, you definitely get everything that's advertised. You know,
ironically, despite them
agave nectar.
Despite them being called sours, I like the more fruity sours than the sours, and the sour is sour.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, it has a bunch of sour fruit in it.
Oh,
orange isn't blood orange? Isn't oranges kind of sour?
Yeah,
citrusy. What's the difference between citrus and sour?
Citrus isn't sour. Citrus is citrus.
It's tangy. It's tang.
But there's a line between tangy and sour, bro.
Whoa, we got video.
Hey, woo! I just noticed you're like shining that alarm though. That's sick.
Oh yeah, thank you.
It's real
That's
metal.
awesome.
It's it's 90 degrees here in Texas, so
he's very dedicated.
So I'm suffering, definitely suffering, but
I'm the opposite. I tend to wear a minimum of clothing, especially when I'm performing, and I live in Canada, and it's great right now. But the winters, man, they're brutal. I mean, not like they're not awful, but I get cold very easily. I get cold at like 14 degrees Celsius, maybe even higher. So yeah, I'm a little coward when it comes to the cold. I can take all the heat you can throw at me, but I get cold so fast. Yet I prefer not to. I just got out of the shower, so I'm not like dressed in any sort of anything fancy. But yeah. But I feel you on like powering through whatever temperature for the look. I relate to that.
100%. We got Mr. Jaymes Buckman of Hot Apollo.
Yeah.
What is Hot Apollo? What does that mean to you?
We're the sparkliest rock and roll band in the galaxy. That's what we're about. Louder than thunder, shining like lightning, bringing you all the sparkle rock you can take.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I dig that.
Now that name, Hot Apollo, was that like a band effort? Was that you? Like,
all right, there's a story behind that, and I always honored my promise to tell it whenever I'm asked. So, all right, in high school, I was in a few bands that didn't go anywhere because the people who started them had all these like big dreams that they lacked the drive to see through beyond like a month. And one of those bands was, yeah. I kept watching these things like fall apart around me, and eventually I just like had to take a break from music, which didn't last that long because I need to do music. But one of these bands was with this guy by the wonderful name of Heart Needles, and he's a great guy. He just realized that his life path wasn't in music. Anyway, we were discussing band names, and he said, well, he was a big fan of like beat poets of the early 20th century, like Allen Ginsberg and Jack Kerouac, that whole scene. So there's this poem Ginsberg wrote called "The Shrouded Stranger," which was about the sort of underground gay orgies in the 50s or whatever. And it had this line, "Hot Apollo."
Down in the 50s.
Yeah, well, because it was quite repressive. So when you had these moments where you could just be your authentic self, it was like a revelry like no other. You know what I mean? That's what like Pride's at now. But like back then, it was like, yeah, you had like maybe like one time a month when you could just be like the gayest possible version of yourself without being lynched or whatever. So yeah, he suggested this name, Hot Apollo, because it's just one line from the poem that stuck out to him. And I've always been a big mythology fan. And that name in particular, Apollo, it just always rolled off the tongue brilliantly. So it got stuck in my mind. Then later I started my own band called The Body Electric after a Walt Whitman poem. And then I realized there's another band in my city called that. So I called up my friend Heart Needles and said, yo, are you ever going to use that Hot Apollo name? He said, no, because if I ever start another band, it's going to be called Heart Needles and the Love Darts. So use that name with my blessing. But if anyone ever asks, tell them you got it from Heart Needles. So here I am telling you that I got the name Hot Apollo from Heart Needles.
Honoring that promise. That's awesome.
I respect,
I'm a man of my word.
I respect that right there.
Yeah.
Always honoring the promises. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Very cool. Any questions?
Yeah. What is glam punk? What do you consider? What style is that? Is that your style? Is that an actual style? What are other bands listed under the glam
I feel
punk
like
genre?
I have heard that before finding out about Hot Apollo. I feel like I have heard the term glam punk somewhere.
So I actually don't know if it's an established like genre, but I've been called that in the past by people who are trying to we are a unique sort of band, which is probably clear, and I think a lot of people don't know exactly how to like typify us because we don't like fit neatly into the boxes that are there. So I think people see that we have a big flamboyant aesthetic, and we have a sort of rawness in the way we approach music, which I just think is the core of rock and roll. But as rock and roll has diversified, it can get away from that sometimes, whereas punk has generally stuck to that sort of purity of expression. And we definitely have that. So I think like glam punk is where a lot of people land with us. I would say that like the New York Dolls would probably be like the glam punk band if there is one, but they also predated glam rock and like punk music as they like they were like those things were codified like after like the Dolls broke up, I think. So it is a thing, but I don't know if it's ever been like firmly established into its own like genus.
Yeah. What do you feel inspired your sound? Because when we were listening to you, you give off kind of an Iggy Pop type of noise, like also like a similar to Clash, like a mixture between Clash, Iggy Pop, or kind of, you know what I mean? What sound are you going for?
I'm going for our own sound. I started as a poet, and my goal was always just to, like find music that fit my words, and like the sound developed around that. But I will say that so I haven't heard the Clash comparison before. Iggy Pop is a very inspirational figure to me because when I started out, I couldn't play any instruments apart from drums badly, which I did in my high school bands. And I didn't have a sort of developed singing voice. What I had was a presence, an onstage fire, and I had my words, you know? And when Iggy Pop started out, that was exactly what he had. He also played drums badly in high school bands and was not terribly musical outside of that. And he made a career in music that spanned decades. And I thought, if he can do it, like I should give it a go. And after that, there's no looking back. So while he didn't inspire me like musically, he let me know that it was possible to do something just with those skills. And now after that, I did develop a sort of rudimentary ability to like at least write songs on guitar and piano. And I have like learned how to train my voice better. But when I started, I had none of that. So he was like the key figure in solidifying my decision to commit to music.
You see, that reminds me of like one of the most influential lyrics I've ever heard in the entire genre of punk was like, there's a No Effects song, and fuck, if I tried, I probably couldn't even remember which one. But now I'm trying to remember which one. No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But he's like, join a punk band. He's like, you don't need talent, you just need attitude. And I was like, fuck, I love punk. You know? And that's exactly where it's at, bro.
I remember hearing, I don't know which member, but one of the guys from Roxy Music who did a lot for punk before its like full birth, said that the guys in Roxy Music were inspired amateurs, which is I feel a good like term for a lot of punk musicians, you know?
Oh yeah.
All right, so probably knew this question was going to get asked. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But we saw everybody, you know, who knows that about Hot Apollo knows that you were on Canada's Got Talent.
Yeah, I was.
And I saw the video of you on Canada's Got Talent, and I also saw your reply video to all the comments about that video. And I noticed that like you just kind of had like my brother would always say like a duck on the water mentality. You just kind of let it roll off you, let it roll off your back. You know what I mean? Because I've seen other people go on about like the comments made towards them, and they're real defensive. They get real angry, but you just chilled. You went along with it. It was great.
Took it as compliments.
Yeah,
even.
it was great to see somebody with that attitude.
You nailed it. So here's the thing. When people insult me, they tend to go for things I'm actually proud of. Like one of the, I don't know if this was on, this might have been a separate video. I made some dumb joke like a few months ago, and it went viral and apparently triggered a bunch of people who felt a lot of like political opposition towards me, like rightly or wrongly. And I just remember this one comment. Some guy said, "Oh, look, it's Marilyn Manson's transgender sister." And I thought, all right, Marilyn Manson was like the icon of androgyny for an entire generation, but even he's not androgynous enough to serve as a direct point of comparison for me. I have to be his transgender sister. Like that feels like high praise. You know what I mean? So, people tend to insult me by inadvertently complimenting me. So yeah, it's just hilarious to me, and I take it. And also, I'm a messy slut for attention. So like it needs to be really bad before I can be unnerved or like offended by getting attention of any kind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I prefer the positive kind, but it's like, if people are paying attention to me, like I'm happy
No
to
publicity is
take the
bad
spotlight.
publicity and shit like that.
Right? Yeah.
And Tyler brought up a good little point there about the Canada's Got Talent. A two-part question here for you. What was the decision to go solo on Canada's Got Talent instead of bringing like the band along or something? And do you think that shows like that, like America's Got Talent, American Idol, Canada's Got Talent, do you think it kind of shuns away from that style of music, like a punk metal style of music, and they go for more of the noise?
It's called pop, Adam.
Well, the thing I realized about Canada's Got Talent, they don't like because I've never really watched the show. But my friend told me, they don't really go for like musicians that much. That's what like American Idol's for. They go for like weird acts. Like my friend happened to be on the same season as one half of a hypnotizing team or something, and they were like acrobats and stuff like that. So for one thing, I don't think they actually go for musicians that often. The decision to go solo, one thing was just logistics. It was in Niagara, and it was like in the morning, and it just wasn't worth pulling everyone away from like their jobs and like carting all their stuff in like combined 4 hours or whatever on the road. And it's sort of just to get ourselves out there to a wider audience and at least expose people to an aspect of what Hot Apollo is all about. And as the face of the band, I felt comfortable in doing that solo. So that was, it wasn't the sort of like big thing. It was just the sort of most efficient way to achieve the task.
Okay.
Do you think that had you had your full band there, it made it played out different?
I'm not actually sure. I kind of like I went and then went on with my life.
I did that. Like, I'm not gonna not do it, but I don't really give two fucks how it goes. You know.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. I will give my all to whatever opportunity is in front of me. And if it doesn't work out, I'll focus on the other opportunities that are still in front of me.
Absolutely, I dig that so much.
Yeah, we've seen they even made you a GIF, or they made you like a meme. The official America's Got Talent.
Rock On.
Yeah, the Rock On.
But what it was just like
I'm not sure I knew that.
Yeah, like it just said like rock on, and it had you rocking on, and it's like, despite what they said on the show, like they obviously that it was a positive meme. It wasn't like a, hey, look at this motherfucker meme. It was like rock on.
Maybe you left an impression. You know?
Yeah, you left an impression.
Oh, all right. Send it to me because I don't think I knew about that. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't think it was like a negative. It wasn't a negative thing either. It's like I know that like I know how like I do know enough about these like talent shows to know how the archetypes break down, and like one person has to be like very warm and giving, and the other two have to be like varying degrees of critical, and one has to be like sort of more caustic. So it's like I didn't like really see. I don't think they were like personally attacking me. They're just like playing their parts. And I respect them. And I respect them. It's like I will say Howie Mandel in particular. Like I'm not like a devout like follower of everything he's done, but I remember when I was a very young kid in like elementary school and going through a serious bout of OCD, my mother like pointed him on television and said, that guy has OCD that's so bad that occasionally he needs to like leave his family and live in another house by himself just so that like his symptoms don't like conflict with the people around him, and he still managed to have a successful and happy life. And if he can do it, you can do it. And I thought, you know what? That's actually very inspiring. Like, thank you. So I always like have a soft spot for Howie Mandel in my heart because of that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so it was cool, like perform for him for like 30 seconds. By the way, if any of you like the 30 seconds of that song you saw on Canada's Got Talent, we just put out the like official music video for it.
Yeah, Baby Lord.
We
love Baby Lord.
Yeah, we all.
Yeah,
we were just checking
awesome,
out.
That was the song.
Hey, when did how long ago was the Vampire Road song?
That was last summer. That was when we made that video and recorded around the same time.
Down Vampire Road. Anyways, but
yeah, it's a jam, bro.
But I think Baby Lord's better. I think progressively. I think your newest song, I don't know if it's on the same album or what, but whatever, this newest video you did, this new song, Baby Lord, is progressively, I can listen to that today, like Vampire Road. I can say, this is an interesting band. I'd go see them live. Baby Lord, I'd be like, I'm gonna add that to my playlist.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite songs. It's definitely one that means the most to me. I think that we made that the lead single for the new album because I think it does a really good job of encapsulating a bunch of diverse aspects of the band. You know, it has like a little bit of a lot of the things we do. Because while we do have a sort of like core element of rock, like we can stretch that in different directions. And I think Baby Lord like showcases a lot of that really well. And I'm really proud of the video. And so many of our music video shoots have been just like hilarious. Vampire Road was one where there's a night shoot, but the director forgot to bring lighting. And this one friend who is like notorious for like not showing up for any plan he makes, chose that night to show up and said, "Oh yeah, I actually live like across the street," and we're like in Mississauga, and we're like, that's not where any of us live. And he just like runs like comes back in like 30 minutes with some lighting and saves the shoot. So yeah, that was a Vampire Road video. Great time.
I was actually just about to ask because like we do some filming and stuff too, and sometimes when you're filming, you know, things can get really tedious, you know, tempers can start to flare, but from looking at y'all's music videos, it seems like y'all had a lot of fun filming them.
Yeah, they never get tedious. Things go wrong, but like we just like roll with them and have a good time and have some laughs, you know. Sometimes they take longer than they should, but we get the job done when we generally have a good time with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's your aspirations for Hot Apollo? Like, what do you see yourself in the next year?
I have no idea. I'm so bad at time, and I'm really bad at predicting the future. At least my future. I just like keep going. I just like push forward, upward, all the directions I can find. I just want Hot Apollo to be like the biggest possible thing we can be. Like I want. I feel as though it's not unrealistic for us to be like the like premier name in rock and roll. Like that is like my dream for us. I just want us to reach like the furthest reaches of the cosmos, and just like expose everyone to our grandeur, you know, because there's a lot to go around.
You want motherfuckers out there with Hot Apollo tattoos and shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
like,
I have
bro,
one.
Look what I got for you. No.
Yeah, this is the Hot Apollo symbol. I want a bunch of people to be sporting this.
You know what? Like,
you know?
I like that, dude, and it's in such a good spot. It's so like it's like a fucking superhero crest. Like, look at this shit.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Like, I want to save the world with rock and roll. Like, that's my superhero journey.
Yeah.
That's an amazing superhero journey right there.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So, you just got done with your newest album, you said, with Baby Lord on it?
Just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and within like 6 days of its release, I was back in the studio to start the next album. Which
That's
I
what
think
I was about to ask. I was about to ask your process of music making. Is it fast? Is it slow? When you're done with one, do you already got something else ready?
Oh, here's the thing. I've been like making music in some way since like high school, and I have dozens or possibly hundreds of songs. And right now, like I'm still writing new ones, but I've also realized like how important it is to like get them down on record, because as much as I love playing them live, a day could come when I'm dead and not available to play them live anymore. And there's got to be a record. There's got to be a legacy. You know what I mean? I might not be immortal. I don't know yet. So I've got to like lay as much down on record as I can.
Yeah.
So as I'm writing new songs and recording them, I'm also like trying to like take out the backlog of songs I have to get those down on record too. So like for a while, the hard part was just like scraping the money together, which is why like for a few years I was just like writing or recording singles as I'd have the money for them. But eventually I just realized, yeah, no, I can't wait around to get all the money. I need to like, you know, if it means like digging further in my savings, like to get the stuff down, even before, because I want to get signed. I want to like eventually get to a position where like a label is helping to fund this stuff and I'm not having like got a pocket for it, or at least, have pockets that are even enough. But life of a musician, money isn't always guaranteed. So I've just like committed to like nonstop recording basically as efficiently as I can do. But that's the thing. I'm not someone who likes stopping in any capacity. I always like to like have things in motion.
The Tech 9 of Glam Punk. I don't know if you know who Tech 9 is. It's a rapper.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All right. Dig.
He doesn't stop. He puts out 12 albums a year, one for every month.
No, he puts out
dang.
he puts out an album a year,
I'm just joking.
and then also an EP, also a sample to the EP, which has whole different songs.
Those are all albums, goddammit.
And sometimes he works with Surge. We get it.
Yeah. No. Ideally, I'd like to have this like new album out by the end of 2023. It's tied to some other things. The lead single from it is tied up with like a television show that's I don't know how much maybe I've said too much. All right, there are some things which have led me to believe that like the next year would be a particularly good time for releasing it. But anyway, really excited for that.
Why?
All right, I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for this. I think the people who are in charge are cool enough to let me say this, and I don't think anyone else who isn't cool would know what I'm talking about by the vague way I'm putting it. So it's tied up with another media project that got delayed. So originally it was going to be the lead single for this album. Instead, I'm going to make it the lead single for next year's album. If the show isn't out by then I've been given the green light to just like put it out whenever I want.
Oh, wait, so wait. There's going to be a show. There's going to be like a...
I can't say, I don't want to say anything more. But when it does come out, I'll let you know.
Wait.
You got my number.
There's going to be a show out in September.
About that time, yeah.
And
if everything goes to plan.
It's a TV show?
Yeah.
I'll say a TV show is coming out with a song that you did.
Yes.
They can't release any more information. Don't press the guy.
Are you saying it's not? You don't want to release it? It's not confirmed. It may.
No, I'm sure he signs. I'm sure it's like.
Back.
What do you got? No, I'm sure he like signed like a like.
And it's happening.
I signed stuff, but they haven't found.
Is he frozen?
Yeah, I don't want to
he's
blow up
waiting
their
for you to
spot
quit.
before they're ready.
To quit talking. Go.
I'll say, all right, let's meet back in a year. I'll come back on your podcast in a year when like the new album is closer to being out, and by that point I should be able to talk pretty freely about things.
There we go. There we go. That wraps that question up, Adam.
I'm sorry. I was interested.
Contractually obligated to press people.
It was an interesting thing. That was an interesting thing.
Like I gotta say, like this isn't a question, but I love your hair, and I keep thinking like I like 10 seconds ago I was like, bro, I'm stealing that. Like I'm doing my mohawk your color, and like oh man, like the fact that dedicate you did your eyebrows too, like that's like oh fuck, I'm doing that, you know.
So yeah, here's the thing. So by the way, you always have like some excellent style too, especially like you have sort of like it's almost like kind of like half of a rainbow in your hair.
Oh, thank you. It's just faded.
That's how it looks from here.
It was like vibrant pink, but like I work outside and shit, and the heat and all that, it faded quickly.
Yeah.
You know?
Hair, yeah, color's tough to maintain. Which I've gotten in the habit of like basically like re-dyeing mine weekly, or just like touching it up, not full re-dyeing, but like just touching it up like once a week at least, because blue is.
Fuck, I should have done that. I feel like my hair looks like shit now. It faded like it looked 10 times better fucking 10 weeks ago. You know?
No, you're like if the Heat Miser had like a punk rock brother who that kind of hair.
A little bit of a not give a fuck vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, so I remember the eyebrows. I used to like do them with makeup and just like throw a bunch of like glitter and like blue makeup on them. And then I had this for like less than a month, I dated this one girl who was a contradiction in a bunch of ways, because she was like a huge like glam rock fan, and she liked some of my look, but like hated other bits of it. Like I think she liked like my eyeshadow and my hair, but she hated like my leggings, my propensity to wear capes sometimes, and like the blue eyebrow makeup. And once I realized that we were not compatible at all, lovely girl, but just like she was on her own.
It was the
path.
eyebrows. It was a deal breaker. Like,
And
basically,
so
my eyebrows
after-
got to be blue. You know.
But here's the thing. No, here's the thing. After I broke up with her and like started, because I like made the like I basically said, all right, it's not that big a deal. When I see her, I won't wear the eyebrow makeup. But after I got out of that relationship, not even a relationship, but whatever, I noticed like an uptick of compliments from other people about my eyebrows. I just coincidence, but like I started to like be aware of it more. Like people are constantly complimenting my eyebrows. And I thought, yeah, no, I think my eyebrows are awesome. Like fuck what she said.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like dye them permanently. You know,
they
so
are
that was
fucking
like
awesome. Well, the thing
that
is,
was a
it's
sort of
like
like impetus.
it's just a contrast when like I have blonde hair, right? So if I dyed my hair completely fucking black, my eyebrows are still blonde, and it just like stands out. Like, hey, this guy's
Yeah.
real hair color is not black, just so you know. So it's like an extra
Yeah.
step. Like your whole shit is blue, not just your hair, but like all your hair. You know, like even
Yeah,
all your
no,
fucking
it's like my
eyes.
soul color. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, what you got?
Well, I don't know. Did anyone have final questions? Anything you would like to promote? Like any big shows you're doing
Any
or
plugs, you know?
Yeah, so as I said, new album with 2 new music videos out now everywhere online. We even have some limited edition vinyls of the lead single if you want to get at me. But you can find Hot Apollo anywhere online, like iTunes, Spotify, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to music, we're there. All social media, we're Hot Apollo, like Linktree, Hot Apollo, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even TikTok. You'll find us on YouTube too. Yeah, you can find us anywhere, and I'm not hard to reach either. If you want to get at me personally, but yeah, find us anywhere. And today is Thursday, the 1st of September, as we're recording this.
Hell
On
yeah.
Friday, the 2nd of September, my band is playing the Bovine Sex Club on Queen Street in Toronto. If you can get down here, I highly recommend it, especially because by sheer chance, 2 of the other bands we were thrown on the bill with happen to be bands of personal friends, and I can guarantee that they are going to put on killer shows too. I'm not intimately familiar with the 4th band, but I do know that they rock too, so it's going to be like an insane night of
Wait.
all kinds of rock and roll.
Did you say sex club?
Bovine Sex Club is the name of the place, yes.
is it a sex club?
Is that a
It is
name
not-
or is it literally a sex club?
It is the name. It is a rock club. It is
Oh,
not. You are not
I was gonna say, Adam, if we
required to
drive
have
now, we
sex
can
on the
make it.
premises. But here's the thing: it's the kind of show you might meet someone on that night, and sex might be in the cards later after the bands have gone off stage. I will say on Sundays they sometimes have burlesque nights, so which is not quite the same thing. But it is the thing. It's like it's especially with our kind of music. Like there's a sexual charge in the air at all times.
No,
you know what I mean?
yeah. I
Like
dig
that's
that
so
too.
it's
Oh,
not it's not a total misnomer.
So
Gay sex.
it looks like Zoom is telling us we're almost out of time, but I got 2 questions I'm going to try to pump out before we end this. It's my two biggest questions I ask every single interview in the world. Okay?
Yeah.
First question: Nickelback or Creed?
There's this one song that's stuck in my head because it's on like a soundtrack for the Spider-Man movie I saw when I was a kid.
Oh, Hero, bro, right?
Yeah.
Yes!
The guys who wrote that.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I fucking love that song, bro.
That's they say hero.
The hero
can
can save us. I'm
Yeah,
not going to
exactly.
stand here wait.
There we go. Exactly. But it's the wrong words are stuck in my head. I almost sang them just now because my brother and I had this joke when we were kids. We played this video game together called City of Heroes, and we just
I
like
remember it.
used to sing to each other. They say City of Heroes can save us. So that's what gets stuck in my head because I never like devoutly listened to Nickelback, but that song is not a bad song, and it's associated with some very fond memories I have of my brother and me. So I'm gonna go with Nickelback because of that.
Yes!
And final question: if the Illuminati ask you to join, do you?
I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna give it a shot. Here's the thing. I'll give anything a shot. If someone asks me a
I
question,
mean, you do know though that Nickelback runs the Canadian Illuminati.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but yeah, sure, why not?
Seems, bro.
Like, I'll go along with anything until it becomes bad for me. Like if I get in there and realize, oh, these guys don't have the best interests of the world at heart, and I can't get them off that path, then I'm probably gonna stand in opposition to that. But if I think, oh, I can do some good here, and like maybe have a fun time along the way, I'll give it a shot. Yeah.
But what if, like, upon joining, though, they're like, look, we're going to need you to drink this baby blood?
I only drink water and, like, a smoothie once in a while. Oh, and protein shakes.
So no baby blood.
Not really. I'll, you know what? If they want me to smear on my chest, I'll do that. I mean, hold on. Maybe, hold on.
He won't drink it.
It's not a deal breaker.
He just won't drink it.
Wait, was it ethically sourced? Like, because babies...
No, the babies were slaughtered. That's Illuminati's thing.
Well, see, that's a bad omen then. Because I was
course.
circumcised.
That's the point.
Like, if they're drinking blood there, and if someone wants to drink that blood, like, fine. But like, if babies had to die for this, then that feels like a bad omen. Like, I don't think baby sacrifice is something I want to get on board with.
This was the lead singer of Hot Apollo. It was a fun time having you on.
Such a great time.
Wonderful
And
interview.
if your shit was not part of my playlist before, it is now. I'm gonna go look up all your shit.
As everyone should. As everyone with any like modicum of good taste should. And you guys clearly are like overflowing with good taste. So
anybody watching this show right now, go check out Hot Apollo.
Is it Hot Apollo? Is your website hotapollo.rocks? Is it Hot Apollo? Yes.
It also, if you go to hotapollo.com or whatever, it'll go there too. But I had to get that name, of course.
Hotapollo.rocks.
Yes.
Okay. Fun times, Hot Apollo. Thanks for coming on.
So thank you for coming on.
My absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me. Ow!
Yeah.
We just had a fun interview with Jaymes Buckman of Hot Apollo, baby.
Hot Apollo. I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of his work. Will be downloading.
And we did all this while drinking super fruited pineapple, blood orange, and agave. This was a solid beer. Keenan had 2. We all had 1 of the $14.
I thought there was a 6-pack. I thought we all had 2.
$14 for a 4-pack. B52 does 4-packs, buddy.
For 40 fucking bucks.
For $14.
I'm gonna give it an 8
$14.
still.
So what's
0.5?
about 3?
Don't you ever ask me to
3.5
do math.
per can or something? $14 for a 4-pack.
I come on this podcast to escape math.
$14.
To escape math.
That's $4. I think it's $4. It's like $4 something. 4, 8, 9, 12.
I mean, it's not bad.
No, yeah.
I give it an 8.
I wondered why everyone else didn't have an open beer by themselves, but I did, so I opened it and drank it.
Oh god.
You know?
Oh my goodness, Keenan.
Well,
what's some takeaways you had from this episode? Does it inspire you to look at different genres of punk?
Yes. One, it makes a lot of sense. Again, we're in a different time. This culture is so much different than back in the 70s and 80s. And
but with a lot of things, like, not a lot, but like some things stay
similar.
the same.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you said, like the passion,
Self-expression. Fuck you, I'm gonna express myself.
It's punk.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
straight up punk.
The sound is like he said, like he digs. Iggy Pop's always been one of his idols, but the Clash thing was a new thing to him. But I heard it and I was just like, oh fuck, like the Clash songs sound like that.
I like that Iggy Pop was one of
Like,
his idols
he knows Iggy Pop and
because
it
I
was one
can
of
hear
his-
it.
I know,
can hear it.
yeah.
You can hear it, and then you heard it from him. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, all he had
Like
was his
a
poetry
confirmation, like
and his drum set.
A confirmation that you're right. Like I'm getting Iggy Pop vibes, and he's like, yes, you are getting Iggy Pop vibes. Yeah, I dig that. I dig him. He's fucking golden. He's a great person. He's fun to talk to. He's just a fun person in general.
Fun person. How do you don't know him? We met him through the fucking internet. He could be a creeper.
That's
fun
just
person.
your opinion.
Yeah,
And
that's
always-
just your opinion. I guess it's just your opinion.
Was that too early? That we got
It's
more
our
to-
opinion.
You can't fucking do the closing line. We have more to talk about.
And that's fine.
No, more to talk
Well,
about.
no, because that's just your opinion, Keenan.
He was
And
dull.
that's fine.
He was
That's
dull.
all we have
Was
here
he?
are
Was he bored?
Opinions
and beer.
We are a million